We're a small boutique design firm in Troy.
Well, I'm a journalist. We're a public relations company.
We use the traditional ones, Facebook and Twitter.
I think the most effective tool for us is Facebook.
I primarily just tweet.
Well, I think tonight's a special night for the Capital Region because here we get a chance to hear from a national expert, someone who's been on the cutting edge, who continues to be on the cutting edge, and really just learning what are the trends nationally and how can we take them and use them locally.
Well, I'm just kind of here to just tune in a little, get current, catch up.
Basically, I think just listening to people who are on the cusp of that kind of technology is good, and hopefully meet a few people because, happy hour is the original social media.
So thank you guys for having me. It's always an honor to do any social media club event, but to kick off a keynote, a kickoff for you guys for your inaugural event is really kind of cool. So I'm glad that we could do this. I'm glad I'm here. I had an undergraduate degree from Boston University in journalism and photojournalism, and I was going for this graduate degree in fashion and portrait, and with 18 credits to go, I lost my financial aid. So I was hanging out in this Melrose Place TV gossip chat room, and someone in that chat room said, "Hey, Peter, you have this journalism degree. We're trying to build a newsroom. Why don't you submit your resume?" 2 weeks later, I was signing a contract and being moved down to Virginia to become one of the founding editors of AOL News. Consulted a couple of years, wanted to start a PR firm, and it was the summer of '98. And I knew that I could start a PR firm catering to the .com world because we could be faster, quicker, and do a better job. And the same rules apply today. So what we're going to talk about for the rest of the day is the 4 rules that made Harrow successful, because they're the 4 rules of social media. And as far as I can tell, and from what other people told me, they're the only 4 rules you need to know about social media. So what's the first rule of the day? First rule of social media is transparency. If you look at companies that are not transparent, it is no longer a question of if they're going to get found out, it is a question of when. Your biggest threat is no longer a 60 Minutes news van sitting in your office when you come into work the next day. Your biggest threat is a 17-year-old kid at home on a Saturday night because he doesn't have a date who has an interest in your company and knows how to use Google. And here's the thing, everyone's a publisher. Everyone's a publisher. You don't have to, back in the day when you had a breaking story, you had to convince someone to write it. You don't have to do it anymore. Go and get a blog, you're done. That's it, easiest thing in the world. Transparency has to rule the day. Want to play in the social world? Be transparent. Second rule, how do you reach an audience if you have thousands of different people, 10,000, 100,000 people, each one getting their information and wanting it in a separate way? How do you know how to reach them? How do you know how they like to get their information? Here's your answer. Ready? Write this down. It's scientific. Ask them. Use social media to listen and engage with your audience and find out how they like to receive their information, then give it to them in that way. If you don't, they will go somewhere else. It is very simple. That's rule 2. That's relevance. Very simple. Rule 3 is brevity. You know what the average attention span today is? About 140 characters. You know what that translates into? 2.6 seconds. If you have 2.6 seconds to reach an audience, that 17,000 times a day is being asked for their attention. How do you reach that audience when thousands of other people and brands and businesses and friends and neighbors and girlfriends and boyfriends are trying to reach that same audience, that same pair of eyeballs? How do you reach an audience in this social media mentality? The answer is incredibly simple. Learn to write. Bad writing will destroy your business quicker than anything else can. If you have 140 characters to reach your audience, you damn well better know how to write. Because 90% of all first-time communication comes through the written word in some capacity or another, you better learn how to write. Good writing is brevity. Brevity is social media. The 4th rule is top of mind. Each person in my Facebook network who has a birthday that day, I open in a different page. So about 150, 200 pages. Over the course of the next 15 minutes, I drink my first cup of coffee and dry off. I wish about a third of them a happy birthday on Facebook. I send about a third of them an email, wish them a happy birthday. And I tweet a third of them, wish them a happy birthday. At the very top of Facebook, right above the birthdays, is people you haven't connected with in a while. You haven't talked to Michelle, right on her wall. Hey Michelle, how are you? Facebook told me to write on your wall. In 2009, I can directly point to over $180,000 worth of consulting work that came in through people I knew on Facebook. Now here's the interesting thing, not people in my network, people in their network. People in their network who said, I need someone to help me figure out the social media stuff. Oh, call Peter. He knows about this stuff. I was top of mind. Again, guys, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
He's always amazing, high energy.
What he talks about as far as the personal and the professional, it really jives with what I think is going on, and I think that's so important.
I came knowing that I'd hear a lot of good things about social media, but I learned a lot about business that I'll apply to my own business personally.
A couple people here tonight actually came because they had no idea what Twitter was or what social media is, and they wanted to know about it. And I said, well, just be a consumer then. Learn about it and then get into it slowly. See what happens.